In this video, you're going to see me approach a hot Latina girl and deal with her cock-blocked friend. This is a masterclass in how to deal with. There's a song that I'm not saying specifically this is what I'm talking about that kind of captures what I'm saying in a more fun way. And her big fat friend, there's always one. She's got a big fat friend. Goes something like that. I can't think of the artist. I'll make sure to link it in the comment section below.
You and me and my pal, and your big fat friend.
My favorite verse is, but luckily for me, I got an indiscriminate friend. He's got no standards. If you actually go out to bars, you go out to clubs, you know the big fat friend is a real problem. Or the friend that is going to be a cockblock. They're not even always physically large. Sometimes they're not. But it's so often it'll happen where there's a hot girl, you're vibing, you're getting along, and then her friend ruins it. She gets in the way. She decides for the girl that's clearly into you, she decides for her that she doesn't get to go home with you or whatever. So that's a very common, serious issue. If you actually go out, it's something you deal with a lot. And this video is going to show you how to deal with it. It's also a great example of the principles that I talk about in my upcoming online course, The Spark. In that course, I talk about the 5 major triggers for attraction that you can use in your interactions to make women feel that if she were to end up in a room with you, she'd probably end up getting naked. The course will show you how to not be that guy that just interviews a girl, how to not be that guy that gets friend zoned, how to be someone that, look, you'll get rejected sometimes, but when you don't get instantly rejected, the girl will know within seconds that you're the kind of guy that she would want to have sex with, that you're the kind of guy that will give her orgasms, that will give her an experience that she will never forget, that you are that guy. And there's a clear distinction in the behaviors of that guy and the average guy, the guy who's timid, who's shy, the guy who doesn't believe in himself, who doesn't believe women find him attractive, the guy who's way too hesitant and turns girls off. Even if they like you at the beginning, most guys end up turning girls off with their personality, with the way they carry themselves. And you might think, oh no, all those girls, they didn't like me because of my looks. They didn't like me because of my looks. How do you know that if you were being timid, if you were being hesitant? Did you actually try something? Did you actually make a move? Did you lead? Did you invite her back to your place? Probably not. Because the same guys that get friend zoned, that women don't see as a sexual option, that they don't want to be seduced by, are the same guys that don't make a move, that wonder what might have happened. And so my online course, The Spark, is going to show you how to go from being that guy to being the guy that women fantasize about. That after you meet them, they replay what happened in their mind again and again, and they look forward to the idea of seeing you again. And in this infield breakdown, I'm going to show you some of those principles in action. I'm going to break down an infield video showing you what creating the spark looks like in real life. This is just a short clip. When you compare it to the stuff that's actually in the course, that's where you get the complete pulls all the way from opening a girl to taking her home. There's one video where I take home a fitness model, for example. That's where you get that. But this is a good preview of the kind of content that you will get inside that course. With that said, let's take a look at the clip. All right, already right from the beginning, I open with, I love you. And I say it in a way where it sounds friendly, but it also sounds kind of dominant. I love you. I love you is kind of a cheesy opener, but it can work because it shows you don't take yourself too seriously, but it also shows intent. It's still making the interaction sexual and not being platonic. And a lot of times, if you say it with enough conviction, or if the girl just, is open to meeting you, she'll say, I love you too, which means she's giving you a lot of compliance right from the beginning. And compliance is basically what leads towards sex. Like that's the necessary thing you have to go through is getting increasing levels of compliance. So for example, if you said, "Hi, would you like to have sex?" Almost no woman is going to give you compliance for that and say, "Yes," even if she finds you to be a 10 out of 10. It's probably not going to happen. However, if you start by saying something like "I love you" and she says "I love you too," she's giving you some compliance. Next, you might say take her to the dance floor. She's giving you some compliance. Then you dance with her. She's giving you compliance. And that's how you go through basically a ladder where you get to taking the girl home. And it's very important because first of all, it builds attraction whenever you do get compliance. It creates a sense of rapport of being on the same team and it makes you feel more like a couple. But also, you have to do that to get anywhere, right? If you're not getting compliance, the interaction isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to be a platonic, friendly interaction. The girl is not going to check for your compliance. Occasionally that'll happen, right? If you're lucky, a girl might say, like, "So where are you staying?" She might touch you a lot. That will happen sometimes, but they're not going to do that nearly enough that you can rely on it. Like, girls are rarely going to take that risk because, from a woman's perspective, why take the risk of getting rejected by asking for compliance when you know if a man likes you and he's confident, he's going to do it? Why would you take that risk? You won't. So women will rarely do this for you. And there's probably a lot of interactions where the reason you got rejected was because you weren't moving forward with compliance. You weren't getting more compliance. You were just leaving it at the same level. And you have to be thinking in that framework of how do I lead things to the next level? Where's the next step for this interaction? One easy way to do that is to start with an opener like "I love you" and to be physical. And then if she's receptive to that, you can go to the next level. I talk more in detail about that in my upcoming online course, The Spark, about how to move things forward. But that's the basic overarching idea. I also want you to notice I'm making strong eye contact and I'm smiling, right? So I sound, the way I'm saying it is with a breaking rapport, "I love you." But I'm also smiling, which shows good intentions. I look genuinely happy. And a lot of guys, when I'm coaching, they never look happy when they're first starting to approach, when they're starting their coaching session. They don't know that they're supposed to show I have positive intentions. They just go up and they feel in a negative state. So they're like, "Hi, how's it going?" And if you do that, the girl has no reason to want to keep talking to you. She has no reason to give you a positive response if you're not starting by volunteering a positive energy yourself. So just smiling makes a big difference. Just smiling and your approach, actually approaching to spread good energy, makes a huge difference. So keep that in mind. I immediately go to the friend who I expect is likely to be a cock block because, look, it's just me. I don't have a wing with me. And I'm approaching the girl I find attractive. But her friend is not going to like that. Her friend's going to be thinking, "Another guy hitting on my hotter friend. Another guy that's going to take away the attention from me." And she has some reason to be upset because guys just ignore her, act like she doesn't exist. I see this happen all the time. And yeah, she's going to get pissed. You would too if the same happened. Now, the way women act sometimes is a little exaggerated. It's not really fair for them to be like, "Ah, I don't like this guy. Fuck him because he's hitting on you." Like sometimes they get too jealous. But be aware of the dynamics. Be aware that she has a friend and that friend wants attention too. That friend doesn't want to be ignored and feel like she doesn't exist. If you've ever been in a club and you're too nervous to approach and you stand in a corner, it doesn't feel great to have everyone just ignoring you, right? So keep that in mind. So what I do right away is I say, "Do you approve?" Which is kind of a playful way to include her and to see if she's going to be a cock block. Because if she's like, "No," then I need to be aware of that.
You guess? You're not supposed to be with white guys?
And so she gives me a shit test. I guess I approve. And I turn it into a joke, right? I free associate. "Oh, is she not supposed to be with white guys?" And I say it not in a serious way, right? It's not like something I'm actually thinking, but it makes it playful. It's passing the test because I'm not taking it seriously. It just bounces off of me, right? It's not like, "Oh no, the friend doesn't like me. It's over. I'm making it into something that's fun and playful.
Saw that at BBC. Avery.
So again, I'm disqualifying myself and saying it's not a big deal. I'm not her type. That's cool. I don't give a shit, right? That's funny to me. That's entertaining to me. And then I just go on to the next thing like it wasn't a big deal.
Avery. No? You're relatively close. Ah, so aggressive.
All right. So, by the way, I know the audio, it's in a club. I know the audio is not amazing, but this is a really good clip. There's a lot to learn from it. There's a lot of great examples of frame control and how to deal with the cock block. So, just bear with me with the audio.
No? You're relatively close. Ah, so aggressive.
So, she's touching me a lot. She's being very physical. That's common with Latina girls. They're very touchy. They're very, comfortable with that. But I'm using that as an opportunity to disqualify myself. To basically, it's push pull, right? First, I came on very strong. I said, I love you. But if you keep coming on strong, some women are going to start to feel like you're being too pushy, like you're being too clingy, like you're a little bit needy. So when you mix push with pull or hot with cold, that creates the attraction, right? It creates the spark of attraction by making your intentions clear and being very confident and being very masculine. But it also leaves her to wonder, does he actually like me? She starts to think, at first, she knows that you're hitting on her. And then as you start pulling away, it creates mystery, basically, right? It creates that sense of, I think he likes me. He was hitting on me, but now he seems to be pulling away a little bit. What's going on? And that 100% is extremely powerful. And it's what naturals do. Guys who are naturally good with women do it all the time because they're used to women pursuing them. They're used to having a lot of options. And so for them, it's very comfortable to push girls away because they get a lot of them, right? So that's the difference between someone who has options, someone who's good with women. They're going to do some push pull. They're going to have fun with the girl. They're going to tease the girl. They're not going to be like, I must get you. And they're also not going to be just a dick the whole time to show they're not interested because that's what some pickup guys, it's just nag, 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 tease, 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 whatever. It's a balance. And creating that balance allows you to have sexual tension and to build it further by making her wonder, does he like me? Does he not? Right? That's what women are addicted to. The will they, won't they dynamic. It's in all the fucking watch the Vampire Diaries. The whole series is will they, won't they? Oh, they love each other, but he's a vampire. I can't love a vampire. Oh, but his brother's hotter. Maybe I should go for his brother. The whole fucking show that women watch because it's sexy, right? It's sexy to them. And it's all about will they, won't they? 50 Shades of Grey. The whole thing is will they, won't they? And what you're doing with push pull is taking that dynamic and putting it into a smaller or shorter interaction.
Like you probably own handcuffs. Why? Is it rude?
Then I say you probably own handcuffs. Another good line because I was already sexualizing it, and now I'm taking it further into BDSM territory. Funny that I was just talking about 50 Shades of Grey. And first of all, I'm saying it very confidently with authority, like I know it's true. You seem like you own handcuffs. I'm not saying it like I question what I'm saying. That's very important. You have to speak with authority and conviction to pull something off like that. But what am I doing there? I'm framing her as the one who has sexual intentions. I'm framing her as the one that's thinking about sex. I'm not the one pursuing her. I'm framing it that she's the one pursuing me. And that's a very important distinction. When you sexualize, the best way to do it is not just, I think you're so hot, I want you. It's to blame it on her.
Are you trying to root me right now?
Well, the bartender gave it to us,
The bartender must have hated you. I don't think that bartender liked you.
like Bob and Connor.
There again, I'm teasing her. I'm saying that bartender must have hated you. Guess that bartender didn't really like you, implying that not everyone is like won over by her charms so easily, right? It's framing her as the one that should be pursuing me, not the other way around.
It's like a $90 drink.
Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to drink sugar.
Funny thing there. So I just basically stripped away some validation. I took away some validation by doing that. And then she starts suddenly dancing in a very sexual way. What do you think that's about? Well, how does an attractive woman like her get instant validation? by dancing in a sexual way. That's how you get attention. And since she had that stripped away, now she's doing that to get some attention back.
Okay.
Okay, she's trying to take a selfie of us to, it's kind of framing us as a couple. It's a very good sign, right? That she wants selfies with you. That's a great sign, but I'm taking it as an opportunity to troll. I'm making a weird face like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I'm doing it in a playful way, not a mean way. I'm not like, fuck you, bitch. It's not like that. But I'm not just falling into the hoop of this, like, we're a couple, we're romantic. I'm making it more playful. I'm teasing her, and I'm not taking it so seriously. And so, look, there's a big difference when you watch this infield, when you watch my infield versus pretty much most of the infield that you see on YouTube. And I hope you can see that, right? There's a difference between me getting the girl to chase, showing strong intent, using a variety of emotions, being very expressive, and taking the girl through like a roller coaster basically of emotions versus let's say Dave Perota going hey do you know where there's a Starbucks nearby? Oh yeah, do they have iced latte? They do. Cool. Would you want to hang out sometime? Oh no. Oh cool.
I know this is super random, but I just saw you, thought you were cute. I wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi.
What's up? I'm Dave.
Nice to meet you. I'm Bree.
Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
I'm from Miami.
From Miami?
Yeah.
So you're all the way on the other side,
Yeah.
up the East Coast.
Yeah, I live here though.
You live here?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm a local.
You're well, kind of a local.
Kind of a local.
So what
I've
do you?
been here a long
So what are you up to?
time. I'm walking home.
I'm staying over here as well, like right in the boardwalk as well. I love it over here.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Awesome,
It's
yeah.
fun.
I actually gotta run. But would you want to hang out sometime?
I have a boyfriend.
You have a
You're
boyfriend?
very nice and cute though.
No worries. Take it as a compliment.
I
For sure. All right.
appreciate you.
Good to meet you. I'll see you later.
That's what you see. That's what you see on YouTube. These are the goats. The people who are really good. I hope you can fucking see the difference between them and between me.
Oh, that's great. That's 10 out of 10. Perfect. Is your friend waiting for her date or something? She seems a little impatient.
So I can tell the friend is upset. I'm paying attention to the dynamics. I'm not just paying attention to the girl I'm hitting on and ignoring the friend. I can see she's upset. It looks like her Tinder date's late or something. That's why I say that. And I'm saying it in private to her so I can find out how I deal with the friend. I'm trying to find out what her situation is. I'm thinking ahead, right? It's chess, not checkers. I'm thinking long term. How do I make something happen?
Are you waiting for someone? Okay, yeah. Let's find.
So the other girl has a friend. She can't find her. And I'm thinking, ding, 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 perfect. So I can get her to find that friend. And then I have this girl to myself.
Let's find her. Or him. High Five sucks. Yeah, you don't want to go to High Five. This is way better than High Five.
So I wanted to meet the friend, but they're saying, let's go to Hi-Fi, which is another club. And that club is extremely loud. And I know I can't film the infield in there. So I say, oh, it sucks. We shouldn't go there. Otherwise, I would have said, okay, let's go. Right? Take things forward. Help her find the friend.
Objectively. What are you guys doing later? Yes, sí, muy bueno, español.
I'm getting logistics. What are you guys doing later? And if they're like nothing, or they say, I don't know, then I can make plans. I can suggest, oh, I'm having an after party at my place. Or, oh, we should play a game of fucking Battleship or whatever, right? Or we should have, I have this beer called Angry Orchard. Have you ever had it? Oh, you haven't, because most people haven't. Oh, well, it's actually really good. Even if you don't like beer, it's the one beer that you'll actually like. We should have some later, right? Come up with an excuse in advance. This is called seeding the pool. Come up with an excuse to take her home that she's already going to agree to, because you're not saying, let's go now, right? That would be a lot to ask. But you're saying at some point in the future, that's not asking for much. So she's probably going to say, sure, why not? And then from there, you can actually move her forward 20, 30, 40 minutes later and say, hey, why don't we have that drink I mentioned? And it's much more likely that she will say yes. This has been actually scientifically proven, not with polling girls, but there's a principle you can look up in psychology called commitment and consistency. And that's what I'm using here.
Take 2 years.
She said, "What are we doing later?" as if to ask, not saying like, "I don't know," but she's asking me, what are we doing later?" Right? She's saying she wants to hang out later. So again, that's a very, very good sign.
Give me your number. It's dead, actually. I'll add myself.
My phone's not dead. I'm just using it to record the audio. So that's why I'm saying, because I don't have to take the audio recording out. That would fuck the whole thing up. So I'm saying that my phone is dead.
Trying to get me drunk?
She's offering me her drink. Again, see, it's automatic to me at this point. When she does something, I'm thinking of ways to make it sexual, and not only to make it sexual, but to make it seem like she's the one pursuing me. Are you trying to get me drunk? Girls say that all the time. I'm saying it in reverse. I'm basically taking their excuses or their frames that they usually use and reversing it. And that creates a very interesting dynamic. It makes the girl feel like she's the one who has to put in more effort as opposed to me just picking her up. She feels like she's the one picking me up. And that's very rare for a girl to feel like that. And if you can genuinely make a girl feel that you're willing to walk away, that you're not desperate, that you're not needy, and that she has to actually do some work, she has to use her personality, she has to use her charm, she has to win you over, that is when she's going to fall for you. That's when she's going to want to be seduced by you. That's what good game looks like.
Like black guys? Okay.
So now I'm asking the friend, because I know I can't go find her other friends. I can't go to hi-fi. So I'm asking her, what's your type? What kind of guy are you into? And I'm like, do you like black guys? Do you like guys with beards? Why am I doing this? Because this is something most guys have probably never thought of, but it's very powerful. Her friend is going to be kind of jealous that I am picking her friend up. We're getting along. We're having this great connection. She is being left out. She is being completely left out. And that doesn't feel great. So what I'm doing is I'm being proactive about it. I'm being proactive about it and including her friend and being her friend's wingman. What I'm going to do is help her friend find other guys, find guys to meet. I'm going to look for guys who seem to be single and introduce them. So even if it doesn't work, even if the guys that I talk to don't like her and it doesn't happen, she's going to be grateful that I tried to help, that I paid her attention instead of ignoring her. And then she's going to want me to hook up with her friend because she sees me as a source of value. I made her night better. So she's going to want me to hook up with her friend instead of being an obstacle.
Beer. I know what you're talking about. With four guys, I mean, it's harder. Why don't you just go up to him and tell him you think he's cute? Yeah, but the thing is, look, girls will be mean to guys. The guys will never be mean to girls. I don't think playing with your hair is gonna.
The fact that she has approach anxiety, that she doesn't want to approach the guy, and I'm going to have to do it for her. Think about what that means, right? She likes this guy. She wants to meet him, but she's not going to do it. It's not considered feminine. It's something that is frightening to women just as much as it is to men, but men have to do it because if you stand around, how many girls are going to approach you? Very, very few. It's really not going to happen often, certainly not often enough to rely on it. If a girl stands around, tons of guys are going to approach her. So why would you take that risk when you don't have to? You wouldn't, right? Very few women will do that. And you have to keep in mind what that means is that girls will rarely make the first move in any point of a seduction or a pickup or whatever you want to call it because they're used to not having to do so. They're the gatekeeper normally, right? They're the one who's like, yeah, I like this guy. Let's see what happens versus no, I'm not interested. Because of that, you can exist and be a guy who a lot of women find attractive and you can go out, you can be a cool guy and still never get any results in dating and still never get laid, never pick up girls because women aren't going to make the first move. They get approach anxiety. They get the same resistance you do, except if they don't fight it, they still get options, right? Men still come up to them. Whereas for men, it doesn't work the other way around. So keep that in mind, because a lot of people believe I'm just not attractive enough. You believe that because you've been acting, I hate to say it, but like a woman, waiting for women to come to you. You're waiting for them to make a move, and it's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. So that excuse is not based on real evidence. It's based on acting like a woman and expecting women to act like men act. It just doesn't work, and you don't actually know that. You might actually be a lot more attractive than you think you are.
Really just go straight for the number, wait a while, hit him up later.
The friend right there realized that she's not just attracted to me, she likes me, right? She likes me. I am unique. That's one of the attraction triggers I talk about in the spark is unpredictability. And that's something I'm doing an amazing job in this interaction. It's completely unpredictable. I'm doing so many things that she has probably never encountered before, right? I open strong, but then there's a lot of push pull. I'm framing her as the one who's pursuing me. I'm being playful. I'm not taking things seriously. I'm not being aggressive. I'm not like, oh, I need to get laid. I'm laid back. I'm letting her pursue me. And then I'm helping out her friend. I'm actually giving her friend attention and not ignoring her. And when people say game, there's no skill to game. It's just they either find you attractive or they don't. There is so much fucking skill to game. And I hope you can see that with this video. There's so much to it that is a skill that is about developing social awareness and knowing like what's the best thing to do? How do I address the friend? How do I deal with the situation? Just because a girl's attracted to you doesn't mean she's going to sleep with you. There have probably in your own life been many women who were attracted to you who you did not sleep with. Just because there's attraction doesn't mean anything's going to happen. But we think, oh, well, if I didn't hook up with that girl, she must have not been attracted. Maybe you just didn't know how to move things forward. All right, so there you can see that I'm grinding with the girl. I already got her number. I'm helping be her friend's wingman. There's a lot of very interesting things to take from that infield. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. This is just a small clip. This is just a short interaction that gives a basic idea of what I talk about in my upcoming online course, The Spark. This is some of the basics, some of the fundamentals. If you want to see entire polls from approaching a girl to taking her all the way home, that's what you're going to find in The Spark. This is just a small preview. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you get my upcoming online course, The Spark, which comes out this Monday. And if you get it within 48 hours of release, you will get access to a 50% discount. It has over 7 hours of hidden camera infield, just like this, where I break down interactions, not just good examples like this one, also bad examples, examples where a guy does get himself friend zoned, where a guy does make a girl lose attraction. And I explain exactly why that's happening, where he doesn't capitalize, he doesn't know how to move things forward. And I show you what good interactions that lead to success look like versus bad interactions that lead to rejection, what those look like as well. So make sure to get your copy when it's available.